Is asana mere acrobatics without Yama and Niyama? Hello and welcome. When a tree flourishes, it's because its roots reach deep, drawing nourishment and stability. In yoga, those roots are the Yama and Niyama, ethical practices that anchor everything else. They're not optional extras or quaint historical footnotes. B.K.S. Iyengar once said, "Practice of asana without the backing of Yama and Niyama is mere acrobatics." Yet in the US, that's exactly what we've done. Yoga has become synonymous with only asana. Just look at any stock photo, all lycra and heroic lunges. The headbands are great though. This is the mere acrobatics Iyengar cautioned us about. In addition, when I went searching for resources on the 8 limbs of yoga, I found sources that presented Yama and Niyama as if they were the entire system. So we're getting it wrong in at least 2 ways. 1, neglecting the 8 limbs entirely. Treating yoga as only asana leaves our practice like a snagged branch with no roots to nourish it. Without the grounding of Yama and Niyama, our poses can't grow into wisdom or compassion. 2, presenting Yama and Niyama as the whole system. Acting as if 10 precepts could replace 8 intertwined limbs distorts the map and cuts us off from both individual and collective liberation. It erases yoga's living history in South Asia and sidesteps powerful practices such as energy work using the breath, mindfulness, meditation, and cultivating joy. Those practices, the upper limbs of yoga, transform us individually and collectively. And also, let's be honest, 8 is not equal to 10, we can count. And yoga does not need a cheap 10 Commandments makeover. The Yama and Niyama are the first 2 limbs, the base, the roots, but not the entire 8 limbs of yoga. By skipping or shrinking them, we risk reproducing the very harm and inequity that yoga has the potential to heal. The Yama are skillful ways to live in the world and include ahimsa, nonviolence, satya, truthfulness, asteya, non-stealing, brahmacharya, right use of energy, and aparigraha, non-gripping, non-hoarding. The Niyama are the quiet inner engine of liberation, including saucha, cleanliness, santosha, contentment, tapas, dedication and determination, svajaya, study of ancient texts and self-reflection, and Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender and letting go of the fruits of one's actions. The Yama and Niyama are practices for all of us. They ask us to live nonviolence in our speech as much as our protests, to speak truth without weaponizing it, to refuse to hoard resources or credit, and to keep self-study alive long after we step off the mat. When communities neglect Yama and Niyama, yoga becomes just another commodity. Ahimsa calls us to dismantle violence in our systems, not just avoid harsh words. Asteya challenges us to see when we benefit from stolen land or labor. Parigraha invites us to unclench around privilege. Tapas reminds us that change is sustained discipline, not a weekend hashtag. Practicing these roots means interrogating where our comfort is built on someone else's struggle. It also means holding joy and connection as resistance, sharing food, amplifying marginalized voices, and tending community bonds. To make the Yama and Niyama your own, on your mat, notice when you push past your body's signals. What belief drives that? Can you choose gentleness over performance? In your life, where can you loosen your grip on time, status, and certainty in order to allow generosity to circulate? In our world, align your yoga with movements for justice, fair wages, environmental stewardship, and equitable access to practice spaces. The 8 limbs aren't a ladder you climb once and discard. They spiral like roots, branches, and leaves feeding each other. Every breath, pose, and choice becomes part of a living system. Let's let Yama and Niyama do what roots do best. Hold us steady while we grow toward collective liberation.